The University of Adelaide is a large organisation situated across 3 main campuses at North Terrace, Waite and Roseworthy. Over 24,000 students are enrolled at the University of Adelaide in a wider range of courses across the faculties of Science, Engineering and Technology, Health and Medical Sciences, and Arts, Business, Law and Economics. Consistently rated in the top 1% of the world's universities. Many of our staff are internationally recognised as leaders in their fields. The University of Adelaide's 4,000 research staff and higher degree students work together to tackle global research challenges and responding to emerging global and national priorities. The diversity of our teaching and research pursuits presents a wide array of safety hazards and risks that need to be managed.
This presentation talks to learnings the university has gained from an unfortunate incident at a piggery it operated in support of research and veterinary science teaching. The University of Adelaide hopes this presentation will contribute to awareness of the importance of safety identification, hazard reporting and plant guarding. This presentation is of the preventative and educative actions the University of Adelaide has pursued arising from this incident. What is an enforceable undertaking? Well, the WHS Act allows, where there is an alleged contravention of the Act, for a PCBU, an organisation or company like the university, to propose to the regulator an undertaking as an alternative to other regulatory action. An undertaking is legally binding and is designed to deliver benefits to the workplace, industry and the community. This incident occurred at a piggery on our site at Roseworthy. The picture you see here is the site effluent pump. The blue component is an electric motor and the green component is the pump. And you can see that there is a rubber belt that connects the two together. The belt is tightly fitted so that as the motor turns, the belt rotates, quickly driving the pump. Here you see a pair of guards that are designed to be fitted over the drive belt of the effluent pumping system. These were in a shed on our site. The investigation found that these had at some point been removed due to the number of problems that were being had with blockages in the pumping system. In order to fix a blockage, the guard had to be removed and the pump raised. And as this was happening on a regular basis, eventually someone decided to leave the guard off to save time or effort, leaving the drive system of the pump unguarded. The increase in blockages was due to a combination of factors, including the ageing infrastructure and in the increase in the number of animals on the site. The pump was therefore progressively becoming not fit for purpose. So the fact that that guard wasn't sitting on top of that pump, it cost a staff member part of 2 of their fingers. It also subsequently cost the university over $500,000. Just to assure you that there have been some changes physically in that space, this is what the pumping system looks like now. Not only is the sump completely covered and locked down and signed as an enclosed space, the pumping system has been upgraded, it now has capacity for more load, and it is completely encaged and locked, and the keys are stored separately to where the workers are so that they can't, as a matter of convenience, quickly go and fix something. They have to actually go through an authorisation process to get access to it. So it's now a very safe site. What did the university's investigation identify? Obviously, the primary cause was that the guard was removed, exposing the drive system. The fact that no one on site realised this and raised a concern meant that the pump remained an uncontrolled hazard. The investigation also found that the risks and controls associated with the pump had not been documented. The training provided was also not documented, and there was limited access to maintenance information.
Plant guarding is designed to separate people from moving parts that might injure someone. Most modern plant has been designed with safety in mind. However, there are exceptions, or you may have some older plant or infrastructure that was or needs to be retrofitted with guarding. In the wake of this incident, the University of Adelaide undertook an audit of pumps and other devices to review plant guarding to assure ourselves that similar situations did not exist elsewhere in the university. Your organisation may also benefit from undertaking a review of plant guarding, checking that belt drives and rotating shafts or gears were not exposed. Proactively reviewing the guarding on your plant may stop an accident from occurring.
So what did we learn from this incident? The incident really made it clear that as things change or evolve in the workplace, we must ensure that the equipment remains fit for purpose. The equipment isn't overloaded or used in a way that it is not designed to be used. The importance of training staff to look for, report and where possible rectify hazards. The importance of documentation, especially in relation to hazard management, training and maintenance of plant and equipment. These issues have featured prominently in our internal safety audit processes since the incident. We also learned the importance of ensuring our people know that we want them to report safety issues. And what follows is a message from our Vice-Chancellor to the university community.
The success and vibrancy of our university rests with our people, staff, students, and the broader community. Safety is critically important and is something that we take very seriously. Safety must be a key component of all of our endeavours. Academic staff and supervisors in particular must remain mindful of the risks and hazards of the work that they supervise, whether it's a routine activity or cutting-edge research. The role they play in seeking and considering health, safety and well-being advice, coupled with learning from safety incidents and near misses, is how we can prevent serious incidents from occurring in the future. I ask the entire university community to please be alert to hazards and to report these through UniSafe. I urge you to report any safety concern or hazard, however minor, to ensure that we continue to strive towards excellence in everything that we do. Thank you.
So what the Vice-Chancellor is telling us, safety is quite important to him, it's important to the organisation. That's a message I get regularly from Council and from the subcommittees of Council. They are very keen to have us doing safety as best we can, and in particular, over the last number of years, Council's taken a particular interest in hazard reporting.
What can you learn from this incident? The importance of turning your mind to safety issues, considering how you assure yourself that your staff are taking safety seriously, taking time to review and take stock of how well your safety processes are working. You should also be considering whether changes have occurred that may be putting more strain on your key equipment or processes. If production has increased, is the equipment or the process still able to safely manage the load? Does the equipment need increased maintenance and servicing? Does it need upgrading? Is it still fit for purpose?
Importantly, ensuring that your staff and students know that you want them to tell you if they see a safety issue. We find often staff and students will not raise issues unless we're very clear with them that we want them to do so. The more you talk about safety and provide training, the safer your organisation will be. It is important as part of training to ensure that your people know what to do if something goes wrong.
Hazard reporting is critical to ensuring that the organisation can quickly respond to things that may potentially injure someone. At the University of Adelaide, we use a reporting tool in the form of an app that all staff, students, volunteers and contractors can download onto their phone. The app only requires the answers to a couple of very simple questions to enable anyone to report something that they think may be unsafe. They can even attach a photo straight from their phone's camera. Giving everyone in the organisation easy access to quickly report a hazard goes a long way to shifting your safety culture and fixing safety issues before anyone is injured. Of course, it is equally important that your response to a safety hazard report is a positive one. Staff will quickly stop reporting hazards if it is a negative experience for them. At the university, we try to overcome this by ensuring that our safety team contact anyone who reports a safety issue to thank them for doing so. By reporting a hazard or other safety issue, our people have helped us by enabling us to act before someone is injured. Safety documentation is a key part of any safety system. It forms the basis for any training provided and enables us to clearly explain the known hazards and how we intend to control them. When there has been a safety incident, what is documented becomes extremely important. Without documentation, it is quite difficult to prove that you have discharged your responsibilities under the Work Health and Safety Act. It is also unhelpful to have documents that are out of date. It is important that your safety documentation reflects what you currently do and how you do it. Ideally, as your processes change, your safety documentation is also changed to match. Your staff should also be made aware of any changes and appropriately consulted. It is important to ask yourself, is the safety associated with your activity appropriately documented? Are the intended controls in place? And how do you assure that they remain in place? From my experience, there are a number of documents that a SafeWork SA inspector is likely to ask for when they are investigating an incident in your workplace. It is likely that they would want to see a copy of any associated risk assessment, safe operating procedure, or a job safety analysis. This document shows the hazards that have been identified and the controls that are intended to mitigate those hazards. The inspector is likely to ask for documentation related to the training provided to staff involved in the process or activity. It would be expected that the training would cover off on the hazards and any controls that need to be implemented by those involved in the activity. Where an item of plant or equipment is involved in the incident, then the inspector will usually look for evidence of regular maintenance and/or testing. What is required would depend on what is recommended by the manufacturer and what is required under any applicable legislation, including codes of practice and standards. The inspector will also ask for a copy of your incident investigation, which should document what happened, where and why the controls failed to prevent the incident, and the actions that you are going to take to ensure that the incident does not reoccur.
In any workplace, the supervisor has a key role to play when it comes to safety. They are best positioned to set and communicate safety expectations, to consider what safety training their people might need, and to manage the hazards, and to ensure that safety is integrated as part of everyday work activities. What other actions might you take in your organisation? It is important to take time to review how safe your workplace is. In smaller organisations, this might be done by one person. In a large organisation like the university, it may need to be done by many people. The university now has in place processes that require supervisors to formally inspect their operations and provide assurance on how safety is being managed in their area. Importantly, you should make time to talk to your people about safety. Ensure that your people know that safety is a priority for you.
The University of Adelaide regrets that the incident occurred and in particular regrets the injury suffered by the worker. We have taken and will continue to take the steps necessary to ensure that all of our activities are and remain safe. Safety is a critically important part of all of our teaching and research endeavours. Thank you.